Hi, everyone. Welcome in on Friday, April the 28th. We're here. If it's Saturday your time, welcome in. It's very early. Um, but welcome to Girls Run These World. Tonight we have a very special production here. We're going to be starting our limited series sponsored by Valor Games. You can check them out by typing !Valor for any information that you like on the game. I think it takes you directly to the website, which is awesome. But it's going to be very good. We're going to be running a magical girl academia game called Gently on the Wind. It's going to be very amazing. It's going to be very Ghibli inspired, very magical, sparkly, and we're going to have a pretty good time, hopefully. But I am Jonathan. I use they, them pronouns, otherwise Paptimus Prime. And joining me for this amazing game, I have this great cast. We can go in alphabetical order tonight. Why not? Anna, would you like to introduce yourself?
That is me. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You find me on Twitter and most other social media at Archival Dust Bun. Are we introducing our characters as well, or saving that for later?
I will have introductions for the characters, but if you want to drop like a name, it's fine. Otherwise, we can just roll with it.
Yeah, I play Liliana. Moving on to the next person.
Arnica.
And I'm muted, the exact opposite of what I meant to do. Great job, me. Hi, everyone. I'm Arnica. I'm going to be playing Nora. And let's see what else. She, her pronouns for me, she, they pronouns for Nora. And it is my mother's birthday. Everybody yell happy birthday to my mom.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Arnica's
Mom.
mom.
She says thank you.
Amazing. Faye.
Ooh, I guess that's me. Hi guys, I'm Faye. I'm new here, but I'm very excited. You can find me at Faye Wild Witchling probably most anywhere. And that's where you can find everything that I'm doing, particularly with Will Witch RP. That's what I do. And I will be playing Abelona, better known as Abby.
Love that. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie, she, her, and I will be playing Tina Saskatchewan, also she, her.
And Knox.
Hi, y'all. I'm Knox, she, her, and I'll be playing Lucinda Morales, also she, her.
Awesome. So, as we get started here, we are going to be beginning our journey in the Academy, which is have this written down, of course, prepared the Royal Academy of Arts and Magecraft, and this all takes place in the Empire of Leonin. So we're going to begin our game here at the start of our 4th year, which is the last year before you all graduate. So welcome everyone to the Royal Academy of Arts and Magecraft. We offer courses on performance, magic, whether it's arts, crafts, writing, poetry, whether you're striving to be a guardian because you possess not enough magical power. We welcome all and everyone to our academy. It is early in the morning. The sun is pretty high. The weather's clear. There's a brisk wind flowing through the academy, and the academy itself is more or less like a small town. You have your main academy building in the middle. Towards the very back, you have the head mistress's office, followed by the dormitories, and then kind of in front of everything, you have where the staff and the teachers kind of live, like a little townish area. There's the farms, there's the sporting events. So everything is kind of together, nice and neat. But for 3rd and 4th years, the majority of your classes take place outside. Mainly doing field work, getting a taste of what it means to be a magical girl, what it means to be a performer, and what that entails, whether it's professionally or if it's something that you're here for, following the traditions of your families. With that said, we are panning into the main academy building in the center. There's a long line of students. They're separated by years. You see a couple of familiar faces as you're all kind of lined up waiting. And occasionally, every now and then, there is a voice that resounds, calling by name into the office, and this is the advisor. The advisor's name is Kerrigan Caesar, and he seems very standoffish for the most part, kind of not malicious, but there's something off about him at all times. But he's never given the inkling that, you know, that he's a bad guy or anything like that. It's just a little off-putting. But as we wait, you hear the name Tina Saskatchewan from Reliable Kane.
That's me.
And so you get called into the office.
Okay.
The halls are lined with mahogany. You open a very polished door, and inside is a nice little neat office. There's a couple of magical items here and there. Large bookcases surround the back of the wall. Sitting in front of that is Kerrigan in a nice big desk. There are windows to the left. You have the morning light coming in.
Hmm?
And he sits cross-legged, looking at a bunch of papers. Tina, welcome in. Your 4th year. You graduate today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are your plans for this semester?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, this is your final year at the academy, and from here onward, you will be going on to do stupendous, magnificent things. Do you have any plans going forward? Do you have any professions that you're looking to get into?
Well, I mean, I think I have the same plans as every student here. I just plan to graduate.
And as they're having this conversation and the camera pans around, please introduce your character and what they look like.
Yeah, so Tina is, if the professor is sitting cross-legged, she has also seated herself cross-legged on the other side of the desk. She has long silver hair that's kind of tied back into 2 braids. Does this school have a uniform?
It does not.
It does not. In that case, she is wearing hand-me-downs from her older siblings, and she has made them work as best as she could. And kind of floating above her head and around her is a bubble. And inside that bubble is a pufferfish, just kind of like doing little flips and going around and having a fun time diving in and out of this bubble that's kind of circling around her head and bobbing. And she is just sitting as straight backed and carefully as she can, trying to listen to everything that this headmaster is saying.
Kerrigan sits back against the chair. Long black hair, piercing green eyes that almost look panther-like. It's a very rough-cut demeanor, but he's elegantly dressed. And he looks down through the paper, barely acknowledging that you're here, other than talking. I see. That's very good. Well, it seems that you've kept up with your studies quite well, and you have high remarks amongst your teachers. Congratulations. As you know, I myself am from the Plate of Conquest House, so to see a reliable Kane, well, acting so reliably is quite astonishing. Very good.
Well, it shouldn't be that astonishing. It's in the name, after all, isn't it? Reliable.
Sense of humor, very good. So, Tina, outside of professions, and more along your personal tastes, what exactly are you looking for?
To do well in my classes, to be helpful, you know. Same thing how the students here are looking for.
Okay. And if, let's say, you were to join, or when you join your mentor later on this year for fieldwork, if there's a situation that requires quick thinking when your lives are on the line, what are your thoughts then?
Well, I guess my thoughts would be going quite quick, trying to figure out whatever would get our lives off the line.
Wonderful. And he jots down something on the paper as he's writing. Excellent.
She's gonna like lean over and try and like squintily read this writing that's upside down, see what's being said.
Yeah, and actually you can make out some of the words, and it's very much like humorous, very academic. All right. And one final question before I let you go here. So outside of the field work that we will be providing you all, do you have any preference for mentors?
Oh, well, I suppose I just assumed they would be assigned.
Okay, so you would take anyone that's assigned to you.
Well, of course.
Perfect. I like that answer. And he finishes writing, and then he signs a paper and hands it to you. Right. So orientation is in approximately 3 hours from now. I'll see you there.
Right. And because he said that he liked her answer, she is going to be very jaunty when she gets up, and she's going to do like a little head nod and just kind of skip out the door.
Wonderful. A few more names get called. And then eventually you hear Nora Glenn.
Nora's just parting.
That's all good. We can go. We
You're
can.
muted.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say.
That's even funnier because now I can't hear you and you can't hear me. That's exactly what was going on. I was having an entire conversation to myself in the corner, headphones on, just dancing.
Love it.
Don't hear my name called. My name probably gets called 2 or 3 times before it even catches my attention that everyone is just looking at me. So I turned, I just kind of full body eye roll, the kind of eye roll that starts at your toes. My whole body pivots as I roll my eyes and roll myself onto my feet and slump into the room, flop into the chair. My feet are all akimbo. There's one leg over the arm of the chair, the other one's curled up underneath me. Sitting in a chair is more of a gentle suggestion, really. I perch, I sprawl. I don't sit. I'm sprawled and perched simultaneously.
Beautiful. Kerrigan looks at the paper, then to you, then back to the paper. Nora, welcome in. Congratulations on making it to your final year. So, the Revolution's axe. Pity. I want to ask you, what are your plans for life after the academy?
Well, it's big. They're big. Groundbreaking. World-changing. I think I'm so close. This new spell I'm working on, if it goes, look, I can't even talk too much about it, but I'm gonna change everything.
Ambition. Suits you well. I admire that. And as he reviews his notes, the camera pans around. And what does the audience see from Nora Glenn?
So, Nora is. Have you ever met one of them real brightly colored goths? Because Nora is one of those neon goths. She's got a very traditional magical girl dress on. The petticoat's about knee length. It's a full 6th layer. It's deep. But every one of those layers is like a neon bright pink or blue or purple. Just the very bottom one is black. but all the rest of them are just popping bright. Uh, her overdress is a stark white, despite the fact that she spends so much time cutting leaves, working in the dirt. The very first spell she mastered was to keep her whites white. Because you know what? White House was not her first choice. The axes were not her first choice, but she's going to rock it. And just so while there's not technically a uniform, Nora has worn a uniform every day since she was 13. It's always the exact same uniform of this very traditional all white magical girl, overdress with the puffy sleeves, with the big skirt, all of it, but with sneakers, like solid white Air Force Ones.
Yeah, I had a feeling over Air Forces. I love that. I'm here for it.
So yeah, she's this late teens, medium brown, just a black girl, long, brightly colored braids. They start black, they fade into all sorts of neon rainbows. She's got beads at the end. She's also wearing shades. She wears her shades inside, outside, all the time. Because she just looks so happy. She's happy, she's cheerful, she's a loner, and she really doesn't want to deal with you. But cheerfully blowing people off works so much better than gloomily just because they want to come after the gloomy ones. They want to help them.
Your ambition is going to serve you well, I think. Tell me, is this spell, without revealing anything, of course, to the benefit of Her Royal Highness Amethyst Lux?
Well, I mean, Her Royal Highness is she loves her people, right? So obviously anything that benefits the people must benefit Her Highness. She's got to support it, right?
Yes.
So then I think we'd both agree she'd love it, absolutely, to her benefit.
Kerrigan puts down the papers and looks at you, your shades, directly. Very shrewd, Nora. But I approve. It's just a little shame, I guess. We would have liked you in a Blade of Conquest. Would have done a lot for the house.
Well, you go where your weaknesses are, not where your strengths are. And I guess I had things to learn here in the Axis. It's fine.
I like that answer a lot. It speaks to your character. In fact, I don't think I have any more questions. I think you'll be suitable on your own after the academy. Oh, but should you be placed under a mentor, do you have a preference?
Of course I do. And I stand up and I bend down and I scoop up what looks like this tiny little white ornamental pumpkin, but it moves. It wiggles around in my hand like a little kitten, kind of swirls, and it settles down. I just kind of pet it and I'm like, of course I do. I want the best. And I just turn around and leave.
Love it. There's a slight smirk on Kerrigan's face. A few more names are called. Time seems to pass by a little slowly. There's a lot of people at this academy. But eventually, there's a third name that's called. Lucinda Morales.
Lucinda's just sitting there reading a book, and then hears her name and very stiffly gets up, pats at her side, and a cat comes running up following her as she walks to the office. Hello?
Lucinda, welcome in. Congratulations on making it to your 4th year. You're excited
Thank
about
you.
graduation?
Indifferent.
Very good. So I see. Please sit down. Now, might be a little sudden, but what exactly are your plans, if any, for life after the academy?
I don't know. Guess I haven't really thought about it.
Well, it's your final year, and you're about to enter professional life outside the school grounds. And yes, while you do have a whole year ahead of you, it's best to start thinking about those things early.
Noted.
Is there anything that captures your interest? Performance, the arts?
Those sound heavily emotion based.
What about writing?
I suppose.
Could be strong in enchantment works.
Noted.
And he reviews his notes again. So, and he begins to talk, but we see the camera pan around. And what does the audience see Lucinda looks like?
Lucinda is dressed very cottagecore. Like very like bright yellow dress. Like the cute little strawberry stockings with like the little, she's wearing like these little black boots, but they're all like cutesy and everything's very bright and vibrant. She has this bright yellow scarf holding her curly hair back. And she looks very like somebody who'd be really upbeat and happy if it wasn't for the complete deadpan look on her face.
So, do you have any preference for your mentor?
I didn't know that we got a preference.
Well, some students find they're looking for someone of more reputable status to uphold their family lineage. Others are looking for something more magical, more performance-based.
I found it best to not have an opinion. We both know what happens when I get disappointed.
There's the slightest eyebrow raise on Kerrigan's face. And then a smile. Perhaps as genuine as you've ever seen. That'll be all. Thank you, Lucinda. And good luck on your 4th year.
Thank you. And she just again stiffly pats her side, and this little tabby cat follows her out the door.
Immediately after Lucinda exits the room, you hear Liliana Blackthorn.
I glance over towards Abby, give her hand a squeeze. I guess it's my turn. I'll be back soon.
I'll be here.
And I'll go into the office.
Welcome in. Congratulations on making it to your 4th year. How do you feel about graduation?
I'm excited. And Liliana reaches out for a chair, I think, and her hand passes through the back of it. She just kind of stares for a moment and clasps her hands in front of her. I'll just stand for now.
Noted. So, Liliana, what are your plans for after you graduate?
I thought I may pursue something based in research or investigation, since my magic tends to help with that. I have not given thought to many specifics, but start at least.
Investigation is a noble pursuit. especially with your set of talents. Tell me, do you have a preference for mundane investigations or those of the more uncanny kind, the ones that involve the shade specifically?
The uncanny ones tend to be far more interesting. Mundane ones, solutions are often so simple, especially when you can see all of the variations of how something could have played out. The complexity of the uncanny at least provides a challenge.
Excellent. Well said. I've been following your studies as we share a house, and I have to say that I'm quite impressed. I think you'll be onto great things in the future.
It's easier to find motivation when you have a personal stake in the matter.
I would imagine so. Even so, don't lose hope. There's always a chance. One last question for you. Do you have any preference for your mentor this year?
I have not given it any thought, to be honest.
Okay. And that'll be all. And as you get ready to leave, the camera pans around. And what does the audience see Liliana looks like?
She is tall and thin, long, straight black hair, very pale skin. She comes from a family of old wealth, so her fashion is very elegant, long blue and silver dress, a lot of silver bracelets. But sometimes, especially right now, she seems a little fuzzy around the edges or a little out of focus, as her physical body has drifted out of sync with the here and now. She was a little stressed coming into this, so.
And lastly, eventually, Abelona Aurelius is called.
As Abelona gets up, once more kind of squeezing of Liliana's hand. All right, well, I'll be back. And takes the thermos of her coffee and takes a sip as she walks into the office, and will find a seat to just sort of sit down. And while she very much has a moment where she slumps into it, quickly readjusts her posture to be a little bit more proper.
Welcome in, Abby. So, you've done phenomenal work the past 3 years. Congratulations on making it to the 4th. How do you feel about graduating this year?
I'm excited for it to come. I've been working hard, and I think it'll be a testimony of, just how far I've come.
Yes. Sometimes it's not the easiest roads, but we put in the work. Then eventually the foundation is made, and that leads us the path to greater things. Do you have any pursuits after you graduate?
Everyone in my family's been saying that I've got greatness ahead of me. They never told me what that greatness was, so I've been trying to find it. And I don't know, I was thinking about maybe looking into joining up in the magical defenses for the Empire, but I don't know. The academy's been growing on me, so I might consider joining up here.
Tenure at the academy, very noble. I like that a lot. And as the conversation continues, what does the audience see Abby looks like?
Abby is dressed very comfortably, but also very smartly. She wears a A-line skirt that is flowy, buttons all the way down, a cotton shirt with a cardigan over top of it, sneakers, but they are kept well. Sort of more light neutral colors, khakis, white, gray. Her hair is a intense red that comes to an ombre of yellow and orange at the tips, but her eyes are a very dull and cool blue.
Lovely. Kerrigan sits up a little straighter. And for a moment, you see one of the two familiars that he has kind of come out of his left shoulder and perch over above, and it's a raven with white feathering. So, I have to ask, do you have any preference for your mentor? Is there anything you're looking to learn specifically?
Well, that leads to me a question of my own. Are you taking apprentices?
I am not this year. I'm quite busy as the advisor, unfortunately.
Well, if you don't ask, the answer's always no.
But I do have a good prospect for you if you'd like.
Recommendations always welcome.
There is Ravina Blackwood.
Strong name.
She specializes in life and death enchantments. It's always good to know that two sides of the same coin are related.
I feel like there's just a moment where Abby looks out to where she would know that some people are out in the courtyard, with the whole two sides of one coin. Yeah, I think I've learned lessons on coins and their sides.
Well, I won't trouble you any further. I have your information. Good luck with this year, and I hope that you find everything that you're looking for.
She will then nod and take her leave.
As you walk out, a few more students are called. But then Kerrigan eventually comes out of the office, and kind of everyone turns to him. Right. So, orientation is... Well, the advisory section is now over. Congratulations, you've made it through the easiest part of this year. Orientation will commence in a few hours here. The headmaster should have some words for you. And you all know the headmaster is Gracelia Crown, with an E at the end. And you have come to know, being in this school, that before she was a headmaster at the school, she went by the name the Silver Menace. The smirks across everyone.
What a person to trust with children.
Love it.
That's right. I'm going to have my kids be taught by the Silver Menace.
Once you enter your orientation, should the headmaster deem it necessary to have words with you, she is busy after all, and one could never anticipate her schedule. Believe me, I've tried and I've worked here for 40 years. From then on, you will get a brief introduction to your courses, and they should have your mentor. Is there any questions? And you see everyone kind of looks around each other. Most of them say no. There's a couple of hands go up. Kerrigan doesn't really care. Good. And then there's a series of names that are called to go to classes. And Kerrigan kind of lists, so-and-so, so-and-so, go to class 6, blah, 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 go to class 8. And then he names all of you to attend class 12. I will be in class 12. That is all. I'll see you shortly. And from here on out, you have maybe an hour, hour and a half before you have to go to actual orientation. So time is yours. You're free. Would you like to do anything in the academy?
Abby will look over to Liliana. Well, last year. You excited?
I am. I know we always end up in the same class, but I still get worried each time.
I think it'll be perhaps something that's there for a while, but we've made it this far. You've made it this far. You should be proud of that.
I mean, same with you.
Yeah. Did you talk to Kerrigan about plans afterwards?
I did. I haven't narrowed anything down much more than I had. Still uncertain what I want to do.
I think that's okay. That uncertainty. I asked Kerrigan if he was taking apprentices this year.
I thought you might take that shot.
He said no. Too busy.
Well, at least you tried.
And with that, Abby just kind of smiles and nudges the shoulder of Lil. Want to get some coffee?
And a pastry.
And I think we would head off then to the cafe.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm like, nobody else is answering, so I'll go. Lucinda is just kind of sitting in a corner by herself when everything's dismissed, and she just looks at her cat, looks back up, and is gonna look for like the quietest, most secluded spot that she can find on the grounds.
You see,
Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, by all means.
Go ahead. You sure? Okay. You see, skipping across the yard is this overly large golden retriever. Just happy as can be. And a couple of people notice, and they kind of wave. You see them talk to the dog, and the dog responds back. And you've seen Gus before. Gus is a magical dog here at the academy who kind of helps here and there with the school. Mainly, you always see Gus with the Focho, which is kind of the groundskeeper of the academy. But Gus comes up to you, Lucinda. Hola.
Hola.
How did you do?
I answered the questions.
That's good. Let's step forward, eh?
They wanted me suggested acting.
Okay, I can see how that's a little difficult, but
Just a lot.
yeah, but maybe you can act to not act.
Everything they recommended was too close to feelings.
Ah, yes. Because of the shades and the... So, you know, but performance magic and has something attached to it that is... It repels the shade. And I think that is why we treat such performances, which a lot of big... There's a word that I'm looking for. Oh, like a big heart.
Spent so many years being told not to just keep it all under control, and then they want me to do stuff that's very out of control. I can't control how I feel if I get into an intense magic scene or whatever.
Lucinda, I didn't ask to become a talking dog. I could have spent the rest of my life as a normal dog. It would have been just fine. But here I am, and I am trying to make the best choices with what I have. And so I want you to know that you make the choices that matter for you and no one else.
I'm gonna graduate with no friends.
Aw, but is Gustavo Humberto Salazar not good enough friend for you?
Best friend.
Gus kind of rolls over and just shows you the belly.
She just goes to pet it. Her cat is sitting next to her, just like.
I think you're going to do wonderful, Lucinda.
I hope so. Well, this is getting really negative. Okay.
Oh, right. Sorry, I
Yeah.
got distracted. I was
Oh, it's all
chasing-
good.
I was chasing someone. What was I doing? Oh, yes, they stole a sandwich. Oh, I must find this thief. Nose to the work! And then you see him kind of like look around, point, and then eventually take off in a direction.
She's just gonna watch, and her cat's gonna start pawing her, and she's like, "Nut, stop it, nut, hazelnut." And she's just gonna keep walking.
So Nora has wandered over to the cafe and she's picked a cute little table. Ooh, just enough room for one because it's right there in the corner. I'd love for you to pull up a chair, but really it's kind of crowded. And it's definitely crowded because, you know, her work is spread out. She's got piles of books. She's got a couple of the most recent newspapers. She's got a newspaper that's like 100 years old. A whole fuck ton of notebooks, a sketch pad, 2 sticky notes, 3 cups of coffee. Only one of them's still hot. One of them's empty, and one of them she accidentally put salt in instead of sugar because she wasn't paying attention. And Hunky, her little familiar, her little companion, is curled up on top of the biggest books. He's got a little face like a carved jack-o'-lantern, but it's not carved in there. It's just there. He was like the work of 18 months. And they told me couldn't do it, wouldn't be able to animate this little pumpkin to do all the things I can get him to do. You can make gourd golems, but they're so much bigger and they're disposable and blah 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 blah. But Punky is perfect. He's exactly what I meant him to do. And except with, okay, maybe he's a little hungry sometimes, but other than that, he's perfect. He's exactly what I meant him to do. Only the smallest flaw. Don't even worry about it. And the 2 of us are just steadily working our way through like a pile of pastries. I didn't even pay attention to what I grabbed. I just grabbed like a solid pile. So everything is a surprise. Some of them pleasant, some of them not.
Love it. And Katie, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think Tina is going to be suffering from that, like, it's not enough time to actually get something started, but it is too much time to actually be at the space. But she's been told you got to go to room 12, so she's going to make her way there. But she's going to dawdle about it. Have you ever seen, like, dogs who go through agility courses where there's, like, the pegs that are sticking up and the dogs are weaving in and out? So Tina's going to take the scenic route to this classroom doing cartwheels, and Fifi, the fish, is going to be weaving in and out of, like, leg, arm, leg, arm, the whole way as they're making their way to the classroom.
Amazing. I love that. As the time passes here for a bit, eventually it gets close enough to attend your orientation class. You guys all start making your way towards the classroom, and Arnica, on your way there, one of the head herbology teachers, Alinda Goodthorn, stops by. Arnica, I wanted to wish you good luck with this year, and I want you to know that now and forever, the greenhouses are always open. I am always here. Anything you need. How's Punky doing, by the way?
Punky just kind of looks up. He's not aggressive, but he is standoffish. He doesn't tend to like too many people trying to pet him, mostly because it's hard for them to knock you into the urge to thump him to see if he's hollow. He's not, and he will bite. But he likes Belinda, Miss Goodwin. So he allows her to very quickly just give him a little boop on the top of the head, just a little scritch. But he's he is very quickly devouring, despite the fact that he's quite small. And this cinnamon bun is very large, technically larger in circumference than he is. It's just steadily disappearing into that little up and down, not quite carved, but carved mouth. I couldn't tell you where it's going, but it's going.
Oh, that's very good. Nora, you are quite talented, and it's been many, many years since I've seen anyone truly have a fondness for Laura such as you. I just wanted to thank you, and I appreciate the time that you spent here at the school.
Your classes have been an absolute joy. Just somewhere to be where I knew exactly what I was doing all the time. But can't get anything done from a comfortable space. And so just know that if I'm not in as many of your classes as you would expect this year, it's nothing personal. It's just you've taught me so much already about things I already know. I just have to work on other things.
Good. I love that. Take this as a gift for achieving your 4th year, which is quite hard. A lot of people drop on their 2nd year, and most on their 3rd as soon as they hit the fieldwork. Life isn't easy, but I wanted to give you this regardless. And she hands you the tiniest little pouch. You can feel right away, it weighs barely anything. There are seeds inside. And if you look inside the little pouch, the seeds are like this bright turquoise with a spattering of kind of lavender dots all around them. You've never seen this plant before.
So I take a minute. I'm looking at, I open it just enough. I feel them. They're not soft. They're almost a little bit waxy. They are very hard to the touch. I don't squeeze them too hard, but just enough. Almost like a nut, but not quite. And it's so amazing because I really genuinely have no idea what these are. And that is so rare nowadays. I put my heart and soul into studying Laura. And I just look up, I'm like, I look forward to seeing what these turn into. Thank you. But I'm going to be late. Pumpkin, come on. At this point, he has started to eat the plate. It is just little shards of them disappearing. He's just making a mess now. There's crumbs and little ceramic shards all over the place. Now look at this. Just a quick little whoosh whoosh of magic. Try to sweep the whole thing up. Shoving everything in my bag that's a little bit bigger on the inside than it should be. We really must be going. And I put him on my head like a little hat, sit him that way, let him cling on, and off we go.
Of course, here. And she hands you one piece of paper before you kind of just dash out. It's folded.
Okay. I just kind of stick it right there, like under my bra strap in my shoulder so that it'll poke me behind my ear so I won't forget it. But my hands are just so full right now. I will totally remember to read it. There's absolutely no way I'll forget to do that.
Great. And so, you all head to the classroom.
Oh, it's a little map.
So Kerrigan is actually here, sitting behind the chair, and there's a couple of familiar faces from other houses, kind of a smattering, if you will. Welcome, welcome. Sit wherever you please. We'll get started shortly.
I sit directly behind Tina, just so that way she knows that I'm there.
Tina is not going to outwardly do anything, but Fifi is going to like do a loop around your head a couple times.
I make sure that Fifi sees that there is a bag from the cafe just within my bag. I don't do anything yet, but Fifi would see that.
Fifi kind of like puffs his cheeks a little bit and gives you the fish equivalent of a nod, and then goes back to where he was over Tina's head.
Lucinda sits as far away from them as possible. And her cat is just staring at Fifi and gets onto her desk and she's like, no, no, no. Later.
Now, I'm not going to say that I know this from experience, but the best seat to sit in when you don't want anyone to pay attention to you, you want them to just recognize you're there, their eyes will hit you, and then they'll go about their business so you can keep working on what's actually important, is the second seat from the back in the furthest left of the corner. Because that's where their eyes will start. They'll see you, especially if you're tall. So that's where Nora goes and sits, right there, second from the back, far left. Pulls over the desk next to her and extends her workspace. And Punky sits right there in the seat. So obviously I need both desks. Punky is sitting there. He is steady watching Fifi. He is obsessed with Fifi. I won't let him get too close because I'm pretty sure he wants to play, but I can't. That's an apology I don't want to make if I'm wrong. So Punky's not allowed within like 10 feet of Fifi, which makes Fifi even more attractive. I'm pretty sure he just wants to play. It's fine. It's fine. He just wants to play, but he's not allowed to. It's fine.
My cat starts staring at both of them, like, and like licks her lips, kind of like.
There's just this three-way standoff going on now of the familiars. Like, hey.
Yeah, she doesn't want to play. She's hungry. No, not.
I can see Hazelnut giving the bombastic side eye.
Yes.
Liliana is seated next to Abby. Very straight posture, has her notebook out, and then also kind of on the side of her desk, the very, very old tome that she was reading through at the cafe. Can't see there, but she's just watching Fifi spin around Abby's head with a bit of a smirk.
The doors here are open, and above you are these large chandeliers with roaring flames. The candles are seemingly exuding just like a lighter almost. It's not just like a flame that just flickers. It's actively shooting up. And from the opening, there are two birds that kind of fly in. One of them is the white feathered raven, and then following closely behind is a completely black feathered dove. And they fly in, kind of make an X around the room, and they settle both on Kerrigan's shoulders. Welcome in, Class 12. It is my pleasure to have you here. I don't believe the headmaster is going to make an appearance. So let's get started with the courses of study. And mind you, the focus of this year specifically is to get experience out in the field, to truly get a handle for what professional life might look like, whether that is performing, whether that is teaching, whether that is inventing new things, or if you just want to graduate and walk away from it all. That is entirely your purview. However, of note, fieldwork is dangerous. There are things that can go wrong. There are many unforeseen events that can happen. Just make sure to be on your guards. Be alert at all times. Do not put the strain of your life in your mentor's hands. They're there to guide you, but we're all human at the end of the day. Well, with that said, let's on to more cheerful topics. These are the classes that you will be attending. This coursework is going to align side by side with your fieldwork most of the time. It's a hybrid course of going out to the neighboring villages and then coming back, studying your classes, getting your tests. Again, your mentor should be talking to you about all this, and it will have some sort of itinerary or curriculum for you to attend to. Now, the first of these is a very important class, so I do want you all to pay attention and really give this your all, because what you learn here will be the foundation. He glances at you, Nora, when he says this. The foundation to other pursuits. Just so that we're on the same playing ground, this course is called The Advanced Theory of Magical Application, which should give you a little insight into how your own powers work and manifest, how you can create new powers using your own sources of magical energy. As you can imagine, this is a deadly topic sometimes. Just want to make sure that your full attention is there when that course is around. The second course is a little more for those that dabble with auguries and predictions. It'll be practical omens and their ethical use. In this course, you'll be taught how to perform auguries, even if you're not talented in them naturally. But more often than not, it'll teach you the intricacies between reading an omen and telling them to, let's say, the common folk. Where does the line start? Where does it end? The next class is going to be tertiary protections and wards, which should be kind of a brief study on what to look for, what to do when all of your magic is gone. If you should ever find yourself in a position where your magic is drained, where there is something else that is preventing you from carrying forth with your own inherent talents. Very important, but normally not something that the advanced students need. And believe me when I say that everyone in this room is quite advanced. Next class is going to be Advanced Law of Intervention. That's going to teach you the rigorous book of when exactly to intervene in villages, when there are wraiths or vampires, when there are monsters in town, when to not intervene, etc., especially when it goes through all the laws across the realm, not just the Empire, in case you do venture forth outside of the boundaries. And finally, outside of fieldwork, you have your last class, which is the preparatory course for working professionals, in which I will be leading that class to get you more or less aligned into what your careers will look like after this. So, is there any questions? No. Good. Then I believe, and as he says, I believe, you hear someone clear their throat from the other side of the open doors. Yes, I think I have something to say. And as this person goes in, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. Take a little 15-minute break. We'll be right back for more more goodness. Once again, you can hit !Valor for the Valor game, which is amazing, which is what we're using, a D10 system. We'll be back in 15, and then we'll catch up a little briefly on what happened, and we'll go back from there. All right, so stay tuned, y'all. I'll see you soon. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I put it in chat, but once again, gentle reminder, make sure to stretch, hydrate, eat food if you haven't, take your meds, be gentle to yourselves. It's very important. From the other side of the door, you hear the I have something to say. And Kerrigan immediately takes a step back. Headmaster! So wonderful to see you. Please, by all means. The first thing that comes in the room is not a person, but it is a incredibly large silver wolf. It struts along confidently down the carpet. Behind, there is a beautiful older woman with long flowing silver hair that almost settles on her shoulders as if it has no gravity. Almost just hovers right above her shoulders and waves down. Comes down to the middle of her back. She's wearing these long, elegant golden robes. She has very, very striking vermilion eyes. Yes, I feel like I have something important to say specifically for this class. Please don't get up on my account. She struts up to the front. Hello, fourth years. I want to extend my deepest respect for making it this far. My deepest appreciation for your efforts and your time at this academy. But more than anything, I want to let you know how proud I am of all of you for making it this far, for not giving up, for overcoming. And as she says overcoming, she looks across the classroom, kind of settling on every student in the room, a few seconds at a time. Your individual challenges and those that may yet be to come. I believe you have the strength to overcome anything. Never let a moment of weakness really get you down. Remember that no path is linear, that every step backward is an opportunity to take two forward. So, I have come to relay a surprise for all of you. Someone returned recently to the academy, and I thought, what better way for them to grace us with their presence than to mentor a class. And so I really thought which class would best suit their interests. And I think that this one in particular has very promising students. You hear Kerrigan kind of intervene here. Headmaster, I had Miss Blackwood. Yes, Miss Blackwood can still take the students. My person will just take 5 should be a suitable number. Oh, and Kerrigan's kind of just going back and forth here. Who might this person be, if you would be so kind as to fill me in the loop? In due time, Kerrigan, I'm talking to the students, and they are the ones that matter. So, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I have a special guest. Serafina, would you come in? And from the outside walks this beautiful, tall woman. She has sparkling silver hair that doesn't just stay silver, it kind of glitters into a pure snow white and then back into silver, into a platinum, and kind of just glitters along as she walks. She has this golden eye patch in the shape of a star covering her right eye. She's dressed in these glittering robes that almost change color as if you were looking into the night sky. A tall, pointy hat, very witch-like. Some of you know her. Some of the students are whispering, "Oh my god, is that the Seraphina?" And some of the other ones are like, who? And you hear like kind of just like talking amongst everyone here, but all of you would recognize this person as Seraphina Stillstar, which is one of the strongest magical figures in this entire empire.
We would recognize her, but have we been in the room with her before?
She has not been in the academy for quite some time.
Oh, can I ask a question then?
Yeah, absolutely.
So something really fun about the Valor system is that your companions can also have skills, and Fifi is a very skilled fish. In fact, Fifi can sense malice or evil, and whenever he senses malice or evil, in true pufferfish fashion, inflates into a spiky, angry ball. So Tina's gonna, as she walks in, give a quick look to Fifi. Does Fifi get any bad vibes from this woman?
So the adverse is true. If there's a lot of good, Fifi is incredibly serene.
Okay.
That is so cool, though. Go, Fifi. I love Fifi.
Seraphina Stillstar is known as the Everstar, and she is very much a celebrity in the magical world. She usually handles things on an empire-wide event, so the fact that she's at the school itself, or even being a mentor, is kind of just wild in itself. Maybe there's a hidden agenda, maybe there's something else going on, I'm not sure. But it should catch you all that what is this incredibly influential and powerful figure doing, like being a mentor? But she trots along, and she just smiles and says, "I am so excited to be here. I don't have the time or the focus," and her eyes kind of trail off a bit for when she says that, to mentor large groups, but I think 5 or 6, maybe 5. 5 is a good number. We will go out and do field work together, and I think it's going to be fun. And Seraphina is known for her star magic. She comes from the Stillstar family, which is very influential lineage that deals with star magic, but hers in particular has been innovative almost to the point of breaking the magic system, if you will. She's very easygoing from first glances. She's very relaxed and poised. So, what students am I gonna have? Headmaster? Yes. I have some recommendations for you, Seraphina. First off, that one right there and that one right there are quite formidable, and I think quite to your liking. And she says that she points to both Liliana and Abelona. Serafina, you like innovation. Nora. Nora would be a good fit, yes. And Serafina kind of looks around and she notices Fifi kind of just swimming in circles there. Ooh, that's cute. Oh, what about her? Oh, Tina's a good choice. Yeah, quite good observation. And I know the perfect person. Lucinda. And you hear Kerrigan kind of in the background. You're taking all of my best, and just the headmaster doesn't care. Yes, I think that will be suitable for you. Well, then, I really have nothing else to say other than please give it your all. Be safe. And I look forward, very much forward, to seeing the people that you will become at the end of this year. And she bows a little bit and takes her leave. And Serafina's kind of there in the background. It's like, great. So when do we get started? Kerrigan kind of says, Miss Stillstar, we still have to go over a few things, so if you wouldn't mind waiting, you can wait at the administration lounge, and the students shall be released shortly. Oh, yeah, sure, that sounds great. All right, I'll see you lucky students later. Bye. And as she kind of winks, like there's like a little star that just erupts. She walks out the room, and maybe like 10 seconds come back. 10 seconds passes before you see her kind of like crane her neck around the door. It's so gloomy in here, and she kind of just snaps her fingers, and in the middle of the room, the smallest, it's not as bright, but it is so small, tiny sun just starts rotating in the middle of the room. There, it's so much brighter now. Well, I'll be leaving. Bye.
Punky is enamored by this tiny sun. He immediately scampers out of his seat. He's normally so well behaved. He sits when I tell him to sit. He follows, but he immediately scampers as close as he can on the desk to it. His leaves all rotate towards it. He's making a lovely little crooning sound. He's into it. He is photosynthesized, and nobody bother my pumpkin. He's happy.
Amazing. No.
I was gonna say, so Lucinda raises her hand and just goes, "Please don't make me. Please, please don't." And as she's saying that, and Punky starts making the sound, that's just gonna set Hazelnut off, and she's gonna run at the front of the class to try to get the birds. Please don't. Hey, Nut!
Hazelnut takes off full speed towards Kerrigan, because both birds are into him. They immediately kind of see the cat coming, and they look a little bit of malice, but they take off into the air. You see Kerrigan go, Mrs. Morales, would you please call your familiar back? I do not want to intervene.
She's gonna pat her thigh a couple of times, and when that doesn't work, she's
Tina's gonna see you struggling, and it's gonna like kind of flick her finger a little, and like, you know, like a squirt bottle of water is gonna like from her finger like hit the cat's butt.
Yeah. And then she runs back and thank you.
I have a question that would probably, while all the chaos is happening, Abby would be paying attention to this instead. The little sun that was created. Now, I'm assuming that it follows a different, because it was a magical created sun, it follows a different than just being a ball of gas on fire. But you would see that she's trying to use her ability of, tied to fire to try and manipulate the sun and see if she can change the shape.
Okay. Excellent. You use minor spirit for your techniques.
I use spirit.
Okay. So we will do an opposed roll with your spirit.
Okay.
So
First
it'll be
roll, first roll.
it'll be a D10. And then you add your spirit modifier.
Oh, I don't even have. I'm just gonna use dice roller, I guess. So plus my spirit makes that 3 now and 11.
Amazing. You feel resistance as you attempt to kind of manipulate the flames. At first, it feels smooth, like you've got it. You're linked with the magical energies. And then, very quickly, it opens up into a void that seems to pull you in. And it seems like it's drawing your powers of focus into the actual sun itself. But then, there's a soft gentleness that kind of covers over your body. You feel warmth tingle your skin, and you see the smallest flames start to move to your will.
I think I was paying attention to the sun as well. I'm curious, with it being created, the stars normally sit very firmly on chronological lines of decay. So I'm very curious looking at this, just trying to see how it affects the time around it, and whether it's disrupting it or if it was created within the current stream of time, or like what exactly is going on with that.
Okay. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be fun.
Physics in our Valor game?
So I would like you to roll me intuition, which is your mind.
Yes. So intuition. My intuition's 5. Yes, that's 9 total.
Okay. You concentrate, and you see the timeline kind of spread before you as a river of sorts. It's very faint. You're not fully immersed into this act as you would if you were either by yourself or doing this as a ritual. But the fact that the sun around it is warping space slightly, it is also manipulating time in the slightest bit. Not enough to offset anything, but you do see there's a shift between the passage of time itself and the object in the middle of the river. It is a single stone that is almost blocking the entire flow.
Interesting. Yeah, I have a hand on Abby's arm as I kind of let my mind drift to see these timelines as an anchor. And I concentrate on her to kind of pull myself back to the present.
When you... I'll tell you what. Roll me a flat D10.
Flat D10.
Flat D10.
7.
When you pull back, you hear the faintest whisper say, Liliana.
Is it something I've heard before? Is it a voice I recognize?
Yeah. You're not sure it happened. It's a voice that you recognize that you haven't heard in a long time.
I think I sit there quietly, looking a little shaken, but not saying anything.
Okay.
Just noticing the hand. I would assume that Lil's hand stays a little bit longer with that sort of shocking revelation. Turning Abby. Lil, is everything okay? You back?
Yeah, I thought I heard something. I think it's just the stress of the day, that's all.
Okay.
Kerrigan says, well, we've gone over your mentors. For everyone else in the class, Miss Blackwood shall be instructing you. She should be here shortly. Make sure to grab your textbooks before you leave. They should be lined up at the library waiting for your arrival. All you have to do is give them their name and you shall receive them. I don't think that there is anything else that I'm forgetting. Outside of that, the mentor should be with you shortly. You have the rest of the day to yourselves. Enjoy your free day before your studies commence tomorrow. Good luck. Don't disappoint us. I know greatness awaits. And with that, you are all dismissed outside. Outside of going to get your textbooks from the library, the day is completely yours to do as you wish. So, is there anything else? Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to? There's clubs you can join. There's activities going on. There's kind of just your big orientation kind of get-togethers where the school itself provides free foods. There's different activities you could also partake in.
Well,
Abby.
I-
Abby goes up to Tina.
Mhm.
How many clubs have you signed up for already?
Well, technically, I haven't signed up for any. How many
Technically.
clubs am I in is a different question.
Okay. Let's hear them.
Well, it's just they're very persuasive at the club's fair, you know? They're like, you should join, we want you. And I'm like, yes, they want me, you know?
I told you that I wasn't busy. I could have gone with you. I'm good at saying no these days.
Yes. Well, when were you ever not good at saying no?
I'm not trying to make this a competition here, Tina. But it is a skill you could use.
The issue isn't with saying no, it's just they need help, okay? Okay, like their treasurers suck sometimes and they need someone to balance the books, and then their secretaries suck and can't take the notes, so someone has to take the notes, and then their moderators suck and someone has to control the meetings. Someone's got to do things.
It doesn't always have to be you.
Yes. Wow.
I'm also available.
Then why don't you join with me?
You know what? Maybe I will this year.
Well, I think you should. Now, Hothead, what exactly were you trying to do with the small sun?
It wasn't what I tried to do, it's what I did.
And what did you do to it? burn the school down?
Yeah, just cool off there. She made it, and I was able to use my control over it. I took hold of that magic
To what end?
to see if I could. It answered my call.
That's Tina's trying to think of like something sassy to say back, but like she's genuinely just impressed. Like that's actually just really cool. And she's just kind of like nodded, like, yeah, all right, that's cool.
Well, this is conversations happening. I've taken that second pastry bag out, and I've just been holding up pieces in the air for Fifi.
Yeah, Fifi is just fully like swimming around you and just like whoomp, like Pac-Man eating them on every lap as he goes around.
Yeah, shake off the water, take another piece out.
Now, tell me, how's that special friend of yours?
Lil and I are good.
Just good.
Don't have to share everything with you.
Okay. Don't share anything with me, I guess.
I really like her.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I can't wait to say that when you find someone.
Well, you won't say that. Well, actually, no, she's pretty cute, pretty good. Still, it's disgusting.
We're going to find you someone, so that way I can give you the same treatment.
Oh, like you don't give me the same treatment about everything, every day, all the time anyways.
There are some things that I think you still could pick up before you wash out.
Oh, ha 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 ha. And that she's gonna like splash you just a little bit, not enough to like make your clothes wet, but enough that your face is misty.
You just feel a puff of air as she raises the temperature. You see like small flames kind of everywhere.
All right. So I guess you're pretty excited about this new mentor, huh? Gonna learn a lot from her. How to make your own little suns, burn the whole world down, create a black hole, suck your girlfriend into it.
Not the whole sucking girlfriends into black holes, but I am actually excited. I think this is going to be... I've said it before. I know you've heard me say it before, but they've always said I was destined for greatness. I think this might be a step towards that.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
What about you, miss? I'm only graduating.
I mean, we are, right? That's what we're in school to do, right? Get our pieces of paper and get out.
I guess, but there's more out there.
Of course there is. It's just one thing begets another. You do one thing, people like what you did, they offer you another thing. One thing will beget another.
Well, if you start under this mentorship and getting ideas, remember that you can say no. Not everything needs you.
That's fair. And I promise I won't come steal your powers when I learn how to make really cool suns.
If you did that, I'd be impressed.
Fair. Maybe... Can you make a sun out of water? Like fire, water.
Might be something we have to work on.
Okay. It's a plan.
I'd like to transfer mentors, please.
Are you saying this to us or to
Out loud?
like, can we hear you?
Yeah,
you
you
can
like
hear her, but she's like directing towards the front of Garrick and Slayer. She's directing, please. She's just been sitting there listening, like,
I'm gonna like lean over to Abby and be like, "Do you think it's about us? Does she just hate us?"
I don't think it's about us.
Oh, well, all right then.
Hey, didn't Kerrigan say that our mentor would be in administrative areas?
She is at the administrative lounge.
You want to go meet her? Like, really meet her? Since we're, her apprentices?
Oh, absolutely. She had a literal twinkle in her eye. I think she might be the nicest woman that I've ever met. She made Fifi fall asleep.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah,
Especially because Fifi knew that I had the snack waiting for him.
I know. I've never seen him sleep, at least not with both eyes closed. Usually there's one open and he just goes in circles.
Lucinda, I know you want to not change, or you want to change your mentor, but we're going to go meet her. You want to come? Lil?
I think Liliana was pretty zoned out after possibly hearing something, maybe not. It was kind of phased out pretty badly as well, and she kind of snaps back into it. Yes. Who's the other person in the group?
Nora.
Are we still in the classroom? Like, is I'm just gonna assume Nora's nearby and be like, Nora.
Nora is ridiculously close by. In fact, if you turn around, you'll see that she is very, very close. She's facing the other way, though. She's trying to see if she can get that sun in a jar. No one else seems to be using it. I'm just saying, everyone. I could use one of. I just turn and look at you. I'm like, I could use one of these.
Why
Do you
don't
think you could
just
put
ask
this in the
her-
jar?
I want to see what happens.
Why don't you just ask her for one in a jar?
I was going to suggest the same. That may be the easiest solution.
Okay, except that
you might
still-
burn yourself.
That still leaves the question of if we don't put this one in the jar, does it just stay here forever?
Well,
We can ask.
I mean, I could, but then I wouldn't learn how to move this in and out of a jar. It'll just take me a minute. I'll catch up. I'm pretty sure I can get
No,
this.
now I kind of want to see this.
Yeah, no. We're
Can
invested.
I see if I can still exert the control and sort of shrink it down to fit into the size jar that Nora has?
I got a pretty big freaking jar. I got like a pickle jar.
Do you just carry those around?
Yeah, you never know when you might need to get a really good sample from somewhere. Like, I have a variety. My bag it may be slightly bigger on the inside than I let on when I said it was just a little bit bigger. My bag's pretty decently sized on the inside because I have to be able to carry around terrarium jars and sample bags and pruning shears. And I have an entire, I have a little gardener's shed in this bag. So this is one of my big terrarium jars, like a ginger jar size thing. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to sneak up on this sun.
I'm not an. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm not an expert in stars or fire, but I am familiar with the physics of it. Have you taken into account the pressure that a star in an enclosed space would cause?
I'll leave the lid cracked. I'll pop a hole. Look, I could pop a hole in it. This is.
Oh, but
If
what
I
about
can get this in here.
what about
And it's never quite every time I come at it from any angle. It's just always just where it
Why
was
don't you
not.
Take a knife and try to cut it.
Oh no, that sounds like a bad idea.
Perhaps we should talk to our new mentor
Yeah.
and
that
find
sounds
out
like
if this is a good idea or bad idea, and perhaps she can provide you with a star in a bottle that will not explode randomly in your bag. I think that would be best for all of us. We already
I
be
think you
spending
guys
time
are really
together.
missing the point of trying to get the star in the bottle. But you know what? That's fine. I can always try to get it out of the bottle later. Let's go. Let's do this. I just scoop all my shit up. I shove it in my bag. I grab Punky. He goes back on a different side. I arrange my hair around him. Like I change my hair like every 2 class periods. I
Love
tuck it up in like this giant bow. Punky's sitting on the front. We look like a Jack Skellington bow tie.
Amazing.
Off we
I
go.
love this.
She's high fashion.
It's it's having the entire gardening section of Home Depot in a bag for me, honestly.
Oh no, this is like a track. This is not for, beginners. Home Depot, my ass. This is like a Tractor Supply store. This is an Agron's farm supply. This is the kind of place you can buy chickens. I've got that kind of stuff in my bag.
Do you have
I
a chicken
love
in
it.
your bag though?
I mean, I can't say for sure. I hope not. I haven't dropped any food in that bag in a hot minute.
Any food that would have been dropped has gone to Punky.
Liliana goes back in time and just feeds the chicken periodically.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
Nora just has a pet chicken she
I
forgot
don't even know
about.
about just
This chicken doesn't even have to eat. It's the best.
Just the whole time this conversation's happening, there's a really sad little coming from the bag.
Amazing. I love it. As you all head outside, you have to pass by the courtyard, in kind of this big open space. There's a bunch of vendors everywhere. There are tables set up with different activities and clubs. There is like the tiniest little man you've ever seen, going on and on, preaching about thaumaturgy. And thaumaturgy is relatively new. It's essentially the study of making machines that draw magical energy from ley lines, and the entire purpose for them is to improve quality of life, to make magic a little more accessible. And as you hear like this rant going on and on and on, and some people are really into it. Others are kind of just like peeking in and kind of just walking. And so while all this is happening, from the opposite side of the courtyard, you hear like this very loud, "Get your magical dogs here! Get your magical dogs here!" And if your attention is dissuaded in that direction, you see there is a pretty tall young man with an otter on top of his head, who's pulling his hair, and he is making hot dogs in like weird magical shapes. So some of them would be like a castle, or it'd be a wand of some sorts.
Is this a Ratatouille situation?
Yep. Yep.
Now this is gonna be less of a problem for me, both me and Nora, because I only put mustard on my hot dogs. I'm autistic as fuck. Me and my red hot dog and my mustard. Don't put nothing else on it. Gross. How are you gonna put chili and relish and onions and shit on a hot dog shaped like a castle? Like, do you try to squeeze them in the turrets? How do you condiment a magically shaped hot dog? You just
Artistically,
ruined me.
I do the
Well,
same
this
thing
is-
except ketchup, not mustard.
This
Arnic's
is the
asking
I
me
and Jeremy
important
bear me.
questions.
Do you want to ask? You can
I
go up
do.
and ask.
I do. I was on my way to listen to what the shorter man had to say, because he sounded like it was really important. But then I noticed that the hot dog was like, he had made a rainbow hot dog. It's like 7 hot dogs and they're all just bent in an arch. And how does he plan on? I have to know. I just completely stop what we're doing. I just veer off. I don't say anything to anyone. I'm marching This is determined stalk. So I just walk right up to him. I'm like, now how do you expect to put chili on that?
Hi, welcome. So, do you want to see the process? I'm Otto. By the way, this is, and he points up to the otter. This is Callahan. And Callahan just kind of nods down, and you hear like this small, it's like little bark. Arr! And he takes a couple of ingredients. So how do you like your particular dog?
I mean, I only like mine with mustard, but I'm going to order one with everything on it because I need to see how you make it stay on there. I'll just feed it to Punky. And Punky is just kind of jumping around. He's so stoked. He's about to get a dog with everything on it. He's going to smell so bad for like the next 2 hours. He's going to smell like chili and onions, and it's going to be terrible. It's great. And raw pumpkin. Oh.
All right, everything on it. Ketchup, mustard, chili, relish, sauerkraut.
Onions, all of it, the works.
Onions and
I must see
peppers.
how it stays on.
My kind of client. All right, Cal, let's get to work. And from like this belt that he's wearing, he gets the ketchup and mustard bottle and kind of just like twirls them in his hands and then just squirts them into kind of the air in front of you. As this is going on, Otto is pulling on. The otter Callahan is pulling on Otto's hair. And he kind of just spins around, gets ingredients, and just throws them all in the air at the same time. Very dexterous. This is all happening so fast. But while everything is kind of mixing together, he gets a singular hot dog, slices it down the middle, and just shoves it out there, and just says, "What did this one be? We'll make it a wand." And as soon as he says that, the hot dog itself starts shaping into a wand with all the ingredients pouring inside of it, so it gets thick like a sausage. And as soon as that transformation is complete, he already has a plate with a open bun underneath. It just falls on it. There you go, one wand-shaped dog with everything on it.
Most horrifying thing I've ever seen. I don't say that out loud. My manners are better than that. But I go, that was deeply enlightening. Thank you. And I just kind of take it and drop it. It never hits the ground. Punky jumps. Whole thing just 1 minute's there. The next minute it touches a pumpkin and it's gone. Just it was there, now it's not. It's its own magic. And I'm just like, that was. Thank you. I pay the man. I tip the man. I walk, and as soon as I get over to everyone else, I'm like, go, that was terrible. That was disgusting. Go quickly. Don't look at him.
Did you get the answers you wanted?
Some things you shouldn't ask. Let's go. It's inside. It's all inside.
That makes sense.
They go when you bite it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
Ugh. Mm-mm.
When she goes, the
Autistic say what?
The tinge is green.
Mm-mm. It goes when you bite it. It's all it wants. Okay, I'm fine. We're walking to administration. I'm fine. I am desperately petting the pumpkin. Punky has allowed me to pick him up. He reeks again of sauerkraut and everything, but he looks very guilty. He can't believe he ate this monstrosity, but also very proud. He has saved Mummy from this terrible monstrosity.
Amazing. Love it. As you're walking over there, there is a very lively young girl with kind of a bobbed, short cropped green hair, wearing this like red velvety suit, long top hat, steampunk goggles like on the actual hat itself. And she kind of walks up to you and goes, Hey, have you all heard the theory of the bagel?
Have I heard the theory of the bagel?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Have you heard the theory of the bagel? It's the theory of the bagel. It's latest rage. Think about it. You take a bagel, and you can put everything on it.
Could you put everything everywhere all at once onto the bagel?
Oh, I guess I don't really know. I mean, it's statistically, sure.
I guess that's what makes it a theory, right?
That sounds like a good idea, though.
How about you go get a bagel and report back?
Maybe I'll do just that. Hey, if this turns out to be dangerous, don't worry. I'll take the blame for it.
Sounds good. You should do that
Please
right
do.
now.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm off then. So no one else wants to join?
We've got business elsewhere I think we're heading to.
Super interested to hear the
Yes.
results, though.
Okay.
You should- There's a man over there with hot dogs full of things. Talk to him about your bagels. You could make a terrible monstrosity together, and
Maybe
I
he
wish
could
you
make-
well.
Bagel with everything in it.
Everything
Sounds like-
inside the bagel.
Instead of on.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you bite into it, it like
Everything.
everything.
You could combine it, everything in and on.
You have to go try this right now.
Hey, Mr. Hot Dog Man! And she just takes off running.
I can't imagine that's going to end well.
It's not. Let's go.
Trial and error is an important thing in learning.
There's some things I just don't want to know, though.
Not the consequences of your actions coming back to haunt you 6 episodes later.
This goes into the deep lore.
Not with a bang, but with an everything bagel.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, if I have to eat that to save the world, I will let you all just rot. Just know I will not eat that to save you guys, to save the gate of nothing.
Does it have to be eaten by a person, or can it be
Monkey
like just
saves the world.
consumed?
Right? You better hope Punky can eat it. I'll save the world real quick. But if it's got to go in my mouth, just know that I'm gonna leave y'all in whatever terrible limbo you get dropped in. All right, now that that's on the table between us all, honesty. out.
Now that's gonna happen.
That just means we need a time heist. Go back and prevent the creation of the bagel.
Liliana, go.
Yes, please. It'll be like Time Bandits. I love it. So, now uninterrupted, you make your way towards the other end of the academy grounds into the administration's lounge. And sure enough, Seraphina's just kind of there gossiping with a couple of other teachers. And, she notices you all and she's like, oh, hi, is it time to meet already?
Yeah, we were dismissed.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm Seraphina. I know the headmaster mentioned your names, but I did not catch them. I was distracted. Your fish is distracting.
Oh, this is Fifi. It's short for fish. And I'm Tina.
Fish, that is, Tina, that is such a good name. It's nice to meet you. I'm Seraphina. And you all are?
I'm Abelona Aurelius. Everyone just calls me Abby.
Abby, okay. Nice to meet you.
I'm Liliana Blackthorn.
Liliana, ooh, what a powerful name. I like that.
I'm Nora Glenn, and this is Punky. And I kind of pick him up and show him off again. Favorite thing to show off. I will show off Punky like a kid with a ugly drawing on the fridge, just like this is Punky. I'm Nora, and it's such a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's all mine. What a cute familiar. Oh, I love them already. Punky, I bet you like sunlight, don't you?
You know, he was just so enamored by that small sun you left. I spent quite a few minutes trying to get in a jar. I figured maybe I'd let him play, just stay near it for a little bit, but I never could quite get inside its gravity well to get it to drop in it.
Oh yeah, it's really hard to contain that sun. But if you really want a source of light, I can get one for you.
Oh, that would be lovely. I would deeply appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, it's no problem at all. Let me and she closes her eye, and you see that she kind of does a little bit of symbols on her hands, but around her it seems like space seems to warp around her. You feel the slightest tug of gravity kind of bring you down a bit, but she just outreaches her hand into nothing. It just disappears as if it enters a fold of some sort. Lily, even you can't perceive where this hand is going. But she reaches back and she produces a single tiny crystal. It's about this big. It is hollow on the inside. It is filled with this kind of silvery liquid. But in the middle of that liquid floating is the brightest light you have ever seen. Here, this is kind of my signature. It's called an Everstar. So it's kind of like a sun all the time. You can hit it anywhere, it'll never go out.
Thank you. I take it and I'm very careful with it. Kind of hold it up. I'm admiring it gently. I'm like, this is much more than I thought. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Tuck it away.
You are all my students now for the rest of this year, which means that we're going to form a pretty cohesive and pretty close bonding group, which I'm really excited for. So I want you to, yes, I'm your mentor, but I want you to look at me as a friend because we're in this together. And you, I didn't catch your name. She looks at you now.
I'm Lucinda.
Lucinda, what a pretty name.
Thank you.
So before we get started here, and I know you have the rest of the day for yourselves, we'll actually begin schoolwork tomorrow, but I kind of want to get a feel for kind of what everyone does. So if you wouldn't mind, would you share with me kind of your powers and, what you like, what you don't like in regards to the magical realm? Kind of like, what's your forte? Are you offensive or defensive?
I'm fire. Something that I'm pretty good at manipulating and controlling. And as she says this, Abby will kind of have that sort of small flame that kind of covered her earlier to dry her off, sort of just flicker over her hand before it goes out. And I'm not really offensive. I'm good at defending. I've developed a shield that I use, and I've also can create enough of a burst of fire to light up an area if I need to. I can help with my friends to stoke the fires of their fighting spirits to help them push forward. But I do have some offensive capabilities if it's needed.
Oh, that's really cool. That's going to be very useful. Anyone else?
I'm sensitive to time, its flow, how it exists, and how we exist within it. She reaches out, and I think I hear there's a mug that someone shattered at some point during the day. She focuses for a second, kind of turns her hand, and time reverses around the mug and it just kind of pieces itself back together. I'm able to undo wounds and help affect anything we're up against, slow it down, move it through time. It's taxing. I'm not so much offensive, more support, control on the battlefield when needed, because that's what I've excelled at in class so far.
I can imagine how that's a burden. But that's very exciting to have. That's a very strong power. We'll explore it more. With your permission, of course. And, did you said your name was Tina, right?
Yeah, I'm Tina. I can do things with water, and she's gonna do something that visually looks very similar to what Abby and Liliana have done. So first, like, water's gonna ripple up over her whole body the same way that flames had rippled up over Abby, and then where Liliana had pieced that mug back together, she's going to like use water to like pick up several different mugs and kind of like juggle them around within the water sphere, and then like let it whoosh and break and put them back down on the desk. And she's just gonna say, and as she's doing this, she's also kind of like doing some not quite acrobatics, but kind of like jumping around, like think of like the anime like whoosh whoosh flips kind of style. And then she's gonna like land back down and be like, it's versatile, it can go with the flow. That's what I can do.
What a cool magic. Oh, I love that. Very neat. Lucinda, what about you?
I try not to use mine.
I understand. I too was caught between not wanting to use my powers and being pressured to because of my surname. So I understand completely, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's perfectly fine. I just want you to know that I'm always here. So whenever you feel up to it, if you want to explore that a little more, then we can do that together. No pressure.
Okay. So Nora has kind of picked up Punky and is heading towards the door and just kind of goes, I'm gonna need there is not enough space in here. Come here. And as soon as she gets outside, she sets Punky down in a nice clear spot and kind of does one of these. And this is not a new trick. My classmates have seen what's about to happen before, so you all know to take like a good 5 big steps back. As Punky just kind of looks at me and makes his tough face. Ooh, it's his big boy face. It's his tough face. He wiggles and he jiggles and he starts to swell. He gets enormous. He goes from a little tiny petite pumpkin to like this enormous, needs a crane to move him gourd. This terrifying monster with whips and stuff. As I focus, I'm real good at making plants do weird shit. And I can only hold it for just a minute or two. And he jiggles and I'm shaking, he's shaking, he just real fast just collapses back to his tiny little, makes an entire big whooshing noise. The air pops around him as he displaces it so quickly. And he's just so tired. Such a little tired boy. He falls immediately asleep. Doesn't even come back to my feet, just right where he is. Just, he's out.
I've seen a lot of pretty wonderful and impressive things, but that is pretty high on my list. I think that is really, really cool. no notes. We'll work on your control as we go along. So, if you do not know, I specialize in star magic, and kind of everything that represents it is a little bit of forays into gravity and time, fire, obviously, but more than anything, it's well, I'll just leave it at that. And you can see that she has a moment where, like, she really thinks about what she's going to say and decides not to. But I'm really excited to, get to know each other and work together. I think that our first field outing is going to be to the Grey Woods. Unless something comes up, but I'll let you guys know. Is there anything else that you wanted to know from me?
Why'd you come back?
It's a good question. She looks around the room and she leans in and says, I don't think I could tell you that, honestly, and I want to establish a bridge of trust. When we are alone, I will let you know. Does that satisfy your answer for now?
I'll take it for now.
Okay, good. Well, if there's nothing else, then I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. I'll be out in the courtyard. You can find me there, and then we can go together to the Grey Woods and see what's what. All right, then.
Should we bring anything? Anything to prepare? Anything to study before we go out on this test?
Nah, we'll just swing it. That'll be fine.
Tina, will you be fine if we don't have a study guide?
When have I ever wanted a study guide? We're gonna go with the flow. We got this.
I would like a study guide.
It'll be fine, I promise. We'll learn on the spot, and I'll guide you from there. Worst case scenario, maybe we'll run into a monster or two, but other than that, we'll just do field work, and it'll be a good opportunity to collect mushrooms and other flora that you might need.
That's not the worst case scenario.
Well, true. But it's okay. You've got your mentor behind you. Oh, I should mention one small, tiny, teeny stipulation. I can't use the extent of my magic in the Empire.
Is that another question or conversation for when we're alone?
Quick learner, you got it.
Just takes a long drag from the coffee tumbler. Well, things are piling up. I'm probably going to need more energy drinks for tomorrow. I'll get enough for everybody.
All right, then I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Sleep well.
Lucinda's gonna try to break from the group a little bit and go after Seraphina. She don't want to ask to talk to her by herself around the rest of the group, but she's gonna go after her and be like, Seraphina, 1 second.
Yes, Lucinda, what's up?
It's not that I don't want you as a mentor. This sounds like I just have a feeling that things are gonna get very, very tense and stressful, and bad things happen when I'm tense and stressed. And I think it would be better for everyone else safer for everyone else if I was maybe in, I don't know, basket weaving 101. Or a nice tower somewhere.
You've made it to your 4th year, and you're scared of your powers, but you've also made it to your 4th year. Kind of speaks a lot. But she kind of pulls you to the corner, kind of away from everyone. So I'll drop the act a bit. Listen, you don't have to worry. Whatever it is, we can face it together. It's gonna be okay. Just, if you can't trust in you, then trust in me. Because I trust in you.
I don't want anyone to get hurt again.
I can give you my promise that no one here will get hurt under my supervision.
Okay.
Now, I can't promise that we won't be in a dangerous situation. But if and when that time comes, I'll be there by your side.
I'm the dangerous situation. That's the problem.
There is a lot of dark in this world. There's a lot of malice. Otherwise, the shade wouldn't be as strong as it is. And that avarice, that greed that humans tend to have, breeds monsters like you can't even imagine. I have seen things myself that, well, you don't have to worry about your powers. Whatever they may be.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for confiding in me.
Lucinda's just gonna dip, pat her hand, and her cat comes following her.
I think heading out with everybody else, Abby sort of walks next to Nora. You must be pretty excited about that Everstar.
Oh, well, it's not the kind of research material someone our age gets their hands on very often. I'm very excited. I'm twirling it. I've got Punky up in my arms. He's just assed out. I've got him upside down. His little stubby little pumpkin legs are just kind of kicking away as he's sleeping. I'm scratching his tummy and just kind of with the hand I'm holding in while I'm just twisting it with the other hand. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm very excited. You?
I think it will be interesting to see not only what you can do with that, Nora, but to be working with Serafina and figure out what's going on.
Oh, yeah. There does seem to be something serious going on with Serafina, doesn't there? I'm sure the story behind that is absolutely excellent. Yes, we should just see if Tina knows anything about that. I'm just gonna go put Pumpkin to bed. But I'm not even looking at Pumpkin. I'm still staring right at this and not just off I wander. I just assume that you're like, yeah, I should do that. And just
Abby
walk.
Yeah, so Abby would have also been like just watching the crystal for most all of that conversation as Nora departs.
By the way, you can mark the Everstar as an actual item. It has a hidden purpose to it.
Heck yeah.
You're an actual item. Hold on, let me figure it out.
That is so cool.
That's gonna be really dope. Figuring out whatever. I think after that, Abby just kind of goes about her normal thing. So she will make a point to go and pick up enough, like, iced coffee and other stuff to cater to everyone tomorrow should they need it.
I think as we departed, I'm assuming that since this is like the first day that there's like festivities and stuff and there's people around.
A lot, yeah.
Tina's just gonna get into the middle of the crowd and then just be stuck, and wherever they're going, she's now just like, okay, I guess we're going this way, and now we're over here, and just like, yeah, there's a band, sure, food stand, like she's just going around with wherever this crowd is going.
Okay.
While Abby is running errands, I will, I think, dip into the library. I want to do some research, however much I can get done in the afternoon, on the Still Star family and the kind of magic they wield.
Ooh, okay.
I think as I'm reading through these books, I will let myself kind of drift out of sync with time to give myself more time to read through whatever I find.
Okay. So two things here. Go ahead and give me. We'll do an intuition roll for that. And secondly, Katie, as Tina is going around and following the crowd, you eventually end up in front of this like big elaborate wagon that has been opened up and kind of shaped into a puppet theater.
Oh.
And you kind of like watch this play and kind of mesmerized. The entire play is several puppets portraying different magical girls from the ages, and they're all collectively coming together to destroy the great evil. And the great evil turns out to be like this singular like big brown horse that is like the biggest puppet of all. And it's like this black stallion that flows, according to the puppeteers, creates tunnels through time and bores into different dimensions, disrupts the status flow of that timeline, and then continues boring on along.
Well, I'm sure that's not foreshadowing for anything ominous at all.
Okay. All right, so 13. Cool, perfect. At the library, you spend quite a bit of time going through the books and reading everything. The still stars are known exclusively for their manipulation of time and space. Seraphina, however, is one of the first ones to master magic on a cosmic scale. And so you end up reading that her predecessor was called Rowena Stillstar, and she had the power where she couldn't affect time, but could affect gravity instead. And it made it that she was one of the first to discover how to manipulate the theory of magic to fly.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll continue reading just whatever is available until Abby comes back. She knows where to find me.
Abby comes back with coffee and pastries, or tea probably during the afternoon because it's getting later.
You find her kind of very out of focus. She is very out of sync with the current time.
Hey, Lil, just coming back. Don't have to focus here, just letting you know that I am. I brought snacks.
After a second, she kind of comes back into focus. I need a snack. It has been much longer than an afternoon in there. Thank you. Did you get everything you needed for tomorrow?
Yeah, I got enough. Find anything interesting? As she kind of looks over whatever materials you've got in front of you.
Quite a bit. Our family is impressive. A lot of firsts. A lot of advancements in magic came from what they could do with gravity and time and space. Didn't really find anything to suggest why she might be here, though.
Definitely something that I've been holding in the back of my mind. But I think waiting for a moment alone might be probably our best at getting any sort of answers.
Does make it more intriguing that she can only tell us when we're not around. Whoever is watching here, who would even be watching here?
That's another question that's tied to it.
Do you have theories?
I'm starting to put things down. Might be reconsidering my track for where we're done after this, after the academy.
Whatever you put your mind to, I'm sure you'll be very successful at it.
It helps when you've got someone on your side. And she reaches over and holds your hand.
Earlier when I was expecting the son in the classroom, what I thought I heard was Aaron's voice.
Immediately, like, the face on Abby's kind of goes from that normal, just passive, to a very tuned in to the moment. The light in her eyes blue eyes are kind of dull most of the time, but spark up in certain areas, and this would be one of them. Really think you hurt her?
Oh no. I mean, it's our last year. It could just be wishful thinking, especially after so long.
Why don't we keep... If you hear anything else, if you can sense her, well, maybe we can ask Serafina if her family's involved in time magics, if she knows anything that might be someone disappeared and then ever came back.
I can't feel her. It's just... I was probably just hearing things. A stressful time of the year.
Well, sugar helps with the stress. And she nudges the snack over.
I will devour the snack and kind of dive back into the books.
So I think this is a good breaking point here. We'll go ahead and take a 15-minute break. Reminder once again, please stand up, stretch, hydrate, most importantly, take your meds, eat if you haven't, and get some self-care going. And we'll be back in a few. Hi. We are back with more exciting Gently on the Wind. I'm actually so stoked for this. Things are heating up per se. I think things are gonna take a turn here. We'll see. Oh. Now that the sun is setting and it's dusk, almost evening, what are your plans before you go back to the dormitories to sleep?
As Lil and Abby would be heading out of the library, as it's probably closing down. I don't think we had much time to really kind of bond with the rest of the others today. Kind of crazy. Um, maybe we can perhaps do dinner and try and get everyone together if they're available.
I think that's a good idea. If we're going to be in a dangerous situation tomorrow, it would help to at least know everyone.
Yeah. As we're walking along, I'm pretty sure that Abby would have a good idea of where Tina might be found, given their history. Would kind of lead the walk over to find Tina and hey, Tina.
Yo, hothead, have you seen this? This horse is not right. She's just watching this puppet show.
I'm sure it's not. We can look into that later. Do you know where everyone else is?
Oh, well, I guess we could find them. Why? What's going on?
I was talking with Lil. We think it might be a good idea to kind of have like a team dinner together to
Oh, yeah,
kind
that
of
sounds
know
fun.
everybody.
Oh, yeah, that would be really good. We'd have to find everybody first, though.
I think I might know where to find Nora if I can leave you to find Lucinda.
Of course, I'll take care of it.
Okay, and just reminder, in the future, you do know that you can say no even to me.
I know. Now, go, hothead. Find Nora. I'll get
Alright.
Lucinda. Wait. Where are we meeting? Where are we going for dinner? Have we picked a restaurant? That's the hardest part of this.
Lil, you feeling anything?
I'm fine with whatever. I've eaten just mostly sugar today.
We can always just hit up the cafe. I'm sure that they'll have something good,
Sure, we'll do that.
something
Right.
light.
Come on, hothead.
Heading back with Lil, I'd probably head towards one of the labs or the greenhouses. Laboratory first, with the way Nora was looking at the Everstar, to try and find where Nora would be.
Am I unmuted? I am. Okay, it's working. So, good call, because Nora is absolutely in one of the older labs. So, they recently, a couple years ago, they refitted a whole bunch of newer ones, better safety measures, friendly kid ergonomics, all sorts of bullshit. It's great. I love it because that left at least 3 of the older labs abandoned. And they're not technically abandoned. The teachers all know where they are. You have to sign out permission slips and time, reserve them. But I've had this one pretty much on constant reserve for the last 18 months. It's officially, unofficially mine. So when you knock on the door, I just kind of crack it open. It's very bright in there. I've got goggles on. They're pushed back up on my head. I've pulled my hair up in pigtails. I've got a equally pristine white coat on over my white dress. And I've got smudges of dirt and some green stuff on my face. I'm like, yeah, no, I just kind of slip out and shut the door behind me real quick. What's up?
We were thinking about doing dinner for like team building bonding. Wanted to invite you.
You know that it's not that I don't love bonding, and I do, and I'm very interested in spending this time with you guys, but I am at a weird kind of stage. Give me like 10 minutes. Where can I meet you? Where can I meet you?
Yeah, we're gonna be and I give the name of the cafe that we'd be eating at. They've got a pretty good selection.
Go ahead,
We can-
roll me a D10.
Okay.
Both of us, or just Faye?
Just Faye.
Okay.
That would be a 7.
So, Abby, you are in the know. So there is this fancy restaurant that everyone, like, it's pretty high class in the academy. It's called the Crystal Bistro, right? And that's where, like, traditionally you want to go for like a really, really good meal. But you know that the Sugared Panda is where to eat. They have just the wildest menu that you can think of. And you order off menu. The chef is incredible. Multi-talented, just this little hole-in-the-wall place that kind of like looks like your standard cafe, but is in fact like a world-class restaurant inside.
Yeah, so just it's hard to find the panda every so often, but Sugared Panda is the whole name. I typically take, I just go through the quad and then 2 rights off the main path.
Two rights off the path of Sugared Panda.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes tops. I'll be right there. I start to open the door, disappear, but I turn back real quick. I really do appreciate you inviting me, though.
Yeah.
I will try to be there. Just disappear back into the room, shut the door real quick. But that light is really bright. A little bit brighter than it was when I came out.
And then me and Lil will probably make our way there and wait for everybody.
I do wonder how long Nora will take.
I'm gonna go on my adventure to find her character until then, because I have no idea where to look. So let's start with the question. Are there, like, what is the dorm situation here? Like, are they secret password guarded? Can I just walk into anyone's house? Like,
So the way that like the academy is set up, like all the way towards the back, main central building is like the headmaster building, and that's where the administration lounge is, and most of like the big faculty lounges. Surrounding that building on either sides are the dorms for the 5 houses. So each house has their own dormitory that they would assign to. But it's just like a big building that you can just walk to.
okay, great. I can just walk in if I'm not part of that house. Like, there's not security of any kind.
Yes. Now, you wouldn't be able to spend the night
Mhm.
because there are things that happen overnight, but yes.
What kind of things happen overnight?
Only those that have tried to spend the night would know.
Oh, okay.
We get weird in White House. Don't worry about it.
No, that's what I was trying to say. Like, are we talking about like overnight security measures, or like, and then at night there's a slumber party? But
And then at night, we get weird. It's fine.
okay. All right. So, how, Tina? Would I know where she lives, or am I? Second option is I go door to door.
Yes, you would at this point, because the third year you all like mingle together and you've all been together, so you would know where everyone's like actual dormitories are.
Okay, great. Nox isn't here though, so if I'm making my way over, does anyone else have anything else to say, or do I run into a problem?
So, Lily, could you?
Lily gets to roll the D10.
I wonder what this roll is gonna be.
That's even more ominous.
Could you roll me your choice of intuition or aura? This is going to be a mystic arts roll.
I did not take the Mystic Art skill I was looking at. I will roll intuition. That's my specialty, and that is how I engage with him. Only a 7.
Okay. So you would know in secret that there is a secret behind the Sugared Panda restaurant. And that secret is that it blinks through time and space occasionally across the world. And that's how it maintains its like world-class faculties. So it can like look like a standard like kind of hole in the wall. But everywhere else that isn't the academy has like these long lines reserved for them. But there are set schedules, and it just so happens that that every time Abby has gone by, it just happened to be there at the right time.
Is it there this time?
It is.
Abby just has like this sixth sense that she's not even aware of for when the Sugared Panda is on campus.
I'm impressed that you're always able to keep track of the schedule.
Schedule? It's the panda. It's always here.
Let's just get some food.
Okay.
Damn, that Tina's gonna go up to Lucinda's dorm room door and go,
Lucinda's just gonna open it slowly. Hello.
hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. The whole group is gonna get some food. Do you eat?
Why wouldn't I eat?
Well, I mean, I didn't mean it like rude like that. I just meant,
Are you
have
okay?
you eaten today yet? Would you like to come eat?
I
Like,
haven't eaten. Are you? Do you want to take a? You look like you're about to pass out.
No, I'm
And-
good. Are you good? Are you good?
Are you good?
Like, I'm good. Are you good?
You seem very different than earlier.
Do I? I
Yeah.
think I seem the same. I think
Okay, you need to. I think you need to take a C or something. Because if you pass out, people are gonna blame me.
Oh well, I don't think they'd blame you. I
They'd
think
blame
everyone would blame
me.
me.
No,
I
they'd
don't. I think you would be fine.
they'd blame me. Do you need like a protein shake, energy
mean-
bar?
I could use food. Could you use? We're gonna go eat. Do you want to?
You said that. Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Well, you didn't answer the question.
I said yeah. I said I could
Oh.
eat.
Well then, great. Let's go eat then.
Okay.
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 We're going.
Nut. She's gonna pat her thigh. It's just like
Great. When we're gonna really awkwardly, I guess, walk to this restaurant. Just every couple steps, like, are you good? Like,
all right, I'm good. Are you good?
Like, are you? I say, yeah, I'm good.
I think you're gonna pass out. You're acting weird.
Yeah, you're the one who's weird.
Then that she like shuts down.
Oh no, I didn't mean it. I just meant.
No, of course you didn't.
No, I meant like people don't usually ask me how I'm doing. They just tell me things to do. That's not normal. That's all.
No, that's not normal. Do you just
Sure,
do what
everything's
people
fine.
tell you all the time?
Oh, it's not like some like Ella Enchanted situation. It's just polite, you know.
I'm starting
just
to
gets-
understand why you look like you're about to pass out.
Okay, you keep saying that. Let's just eat something, okay?
Yeah. And as they
Right.
walk, Lucinda just keeps looking up, like every once in a while, like trying to not let Tina know she's looking at her. It's just like looking at her cat, like, she good? Like
She like catches you looking every now and again, and like looks at the fish, and it's like, is she good?
are you good?
Are you good?
I'm
Okay, we're gonna get to the restaurant.
yeah.
I think when you all get there, our appetizer's pushed off to the side, and Liliana has numerous sheets of paper out on the table of a kind of hastily drawn like time stream map trying to explain to Abby how the panda works.
What are you doing?
Just talking about the restaurant. It moves, it kind of moves.
It's fascinating. Like every time that I've come here, like I've been able to just walk in and sit down, eat something, but
Yeah, can't we just walk in and get food? It's a restaurant.
and you can. Like that's the thing. Like Lil's telling me that it like there's a schedule that exists because it's not always here.
Does it have feet?
This is why I
No.
think you need a protein shake.
Well, if the
And-
restaurant moves, then it should have feet.
Well, the restaurant moves. Sometimes the time around it moves, and sometimes it is here, but it's not now. You may also miss it then. But I mean, if you look at the map, it lays all of it out, and she motions across the entire table.
Are you Dr. Seuss? What? This group confuses me so much.
It's about this time that Nora comes in and she kind of walks around the back of the table because there's paper spread out, which is obviously an invitation to come look at what's happening, and just kind of looks at it for a second, looks at Liliana, looks at it, looks at Abby, slings herself into the only empty seat and goes, wow, the panda really was here tonight. I kind of just thought Abby was bullshitting and we were going to have to go get sandwiches.
So you know what they're talking about.
Yeah, no, this thing isn't here like half the fucking time I try to come through. I haven't been here in like a year and a half. Every time I come by, it's something else, but it's never the panda.
It was
It's fine.
I was here like
have
2
to-
weeks ago.
I've only ever come here with Abby, and it's always here when we come.
I don't have friends.
Well,
That's so
Oh.
sad.
Steph, look, you two. Not
Listen,
and you two, but mostly those two.
if you ever, the panda is probably like the best place to get a bite on campus, and apparently I've got this thing where anytime I come here, I'm just lucky. Next time we're doing this, I'll catch you before I head over.
Thanks. So, food is a thing that they serve here.
Yeah, you can get practically anything that you'd want. I really like. They've got a pretty great salad that I get. It's got fruit, protein. They use like a chicken base, but they've also got quinoa in it. It's very. It's great raspberry vinaigrette.
That's good because I do eat food.
Does we've established she eats.
I would
Well, if
hope-
you didn't know.
That people eat. That's kind of how you stay alive.
Well, Kina asked me if I eat food, and I do. I didn't know this wasn't established, so I thought it best.
Just to look over to Tina.
What? I got her here, didn't I?
You
With a
asked if she
perfectly-
ate?
Yeah, no,
because-
with a perfectly straight face, Nora goes, I photosynthesize. Almost. Picks up a roll, takes a big bite. I'm working on it. Almost there.
If anybody's going to be able to do it, it would be you.
Nora, as you're sitting down and eating, it finally hits you that you have this like sharp, pointy thing kind of just grazing your neck.
Did you actually forget?
Method acting.
Y'all thought I was kidding when I was going to put it right there so I didn't forget, huh? So, Nora's turned her head to talk some shit about photosynthesizing, and she turns just right from the paper and kind of scratches. She's like, the fuck is this? Oh. Well, now she's interested, too interested to be discreet to see if it's anything secret. It's, of course, that's from her fault. She's a horticulture teacher. It's fine. Just gotta pull it open and flip it open right there, just flat on the table, because I'm still eating. That requires a full hand. I've got a big free table bread. Best free table bread in the universe.
Free table bread is the best.
It is.
And in all of time, apparently.
As you're glancing at this paper, it is the detailed instructions on how to take care of the seeds you were given. This plant is a spectral hyacinth. It is incredibly rare, incredibly valuable, and as a sapling, it can detect spirits, but once it's full grown, it's able to interact with wraiths and eat them.
Right. All right. So I've used my built-in purse. My seeds have been sitting there warming, getting body temperature of the cleavage all day, and I just kind of fish the seeds out right there at the table. And I take one out and I set it on the paper so I can see next to, the professor. She knows that she's got a whole bunch of, she has beautiful drawings. She's got a whole bunch of them sketched out. And I set it right there, and like the drawing of the seed pod is life-sized. I'm like, all right. Put it back in the pouch real quick, folding everything up. I have not explained anything to anyone. If they peeked, they probably saw it. But I mean, this is dry. This is 1973, The Joys of Gardening, Volume 2, kind of dry on that letter. So I'm not going to say you don't understand it, but do you want to understand it is the question.
It seems that you've got some good news there, Nora.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna be starting a new cultivar in the morning. I got a project finished tonight, but in the morning,
You're starting a new
This.
cult.
I mean, look, that last one almost worked. That
Oh,
last
What was
one
your
almost
last
worked.
cult?
what does
No.
almost mean?
How'd you almost start
I mean-
a cult?
No,
Now look, those first years are real impressionable, and they loved the idea of helping provide extra food for all the on-campus restaurants. It's just they were really devoted up until I had them start mixing manure, and then they all quit. I mean, they called it a gardening club, but really, I called it a cult.
it doesn't really sound
That
like a
makes more
cult.
sense.
Like, that really just
Yeah.
sounds like another club.
But I was the boss, and I told them what to do, and then they did it.
You
So
were-
really,
you were
doesn't that make them
president.
a cult?
You're president
Anything
of
can
the
be a
club.
cult if you try hard enough.
That's
but
what I said. And then they all quit. They're like, I can't be part of a cult. My mom will be mad.
Well,
Also,
if
I
you
don't
let
want to
them,
mix manure.
well, what if you had let them
Don't
think they
blame
were in a
them.
club? Maybe then they would have stayed in your cult. I mean,
Like
the
I said,
cults,
almost.
cultists don't tell
Right.
people that they're in a cult.
I feel like that's unethical. I want them to join my cult because it's a cult.
I don't think
not
ethics are part of a cult.
They are the way I want to do it. It's fine. Look, you'll love it.
Am I in a cult? Did I just join one?
don't-
Would you
This
you
is not a
please be in my
cult.
cult?
Well, what's your pitch?
Yeah.
I mean, that it's my cult. It's like a secret clubhouse, but it's a cult.
Why
I'll let you
don't
pet
we
Pumpky.
start with friends and then cult conversations can come afterwards?
Maybe the real
I think
friends
that's a
are the
good plan.
cults you make along the way.
Who needs friends when you have devotees? That's how this works.
Exactly.
We've talked about this, Tina.
You've talked about this. Why have you talked about this?
And Nora just kind of looks over real. She's like, Tina, you'll join my cult, right? We're just hanging out. I'll let you pet Pumpky.
Well, I do want to pet Pumpkin. I don't
Tina,
know.
think about your schedule.
It's
Didn't
already.
you just say you're
It
not
doesn't
Ella from
really
Ella
sound-
Enchanted?
But this
Well-
doesn't really sound like it has any.
Tina
commitments.
said
I mean,
no.
We're just in a group. We're
Tina said
friends.
no.
But I want to be friends.
Tina said no.
I
You
wanna
don't
pet
have to
Pumpkin.
be
Tina is
in a
not
cult to
joining
be
the
a friends
cult.
with someone.
I just.
Tina, I've
Apparently,
known
I
you for
feel
like 5
overwritten.
seconds, and I'm already
Everyone is.
concerned about you.
This just seems like a very unfriendly dinner to me, is all. And I just take another bite of my roll.
See,
We
we're
can-
making- I'm gonna like whisper, like hiss at Abby and see. We're making her feel uncomfortable. We have to be cohesive as a group. This
We are
group
being-
could be the cult.
We don't need a cult,
Oh,
Tina.
but you'll make her feel.
I think the
good.
cult sounds like a great idea, but maybe work on the pitch a little bit more before you get Tina to join.
Tina
I mean-
is the worst person to test a pitch on. She'll say yes.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, we want you to be the best version of you possible, and so in order to do that, you really got to be able to market. And Tina will say yes to anything.
Not
And I've known her
anything.
again for 5 seconds.
I don't say yes to anything.
Hey Tina, will you help me with my homework?
Well, that depends. If
We
I-
don't have homework at the first day.
Well,
Tina,
guess
I would
that's
just
what it
like to
would
point out that
depend
in
on.
my cult, I will never yell at you about homework.
I do like the sound of that.
How's that for
Tina!
a pitch with Cinda?
That actually was really good. That was really good. Honestly, you're getting better already.
This is not at all how I imagined this dinner to go.
You wanted to get to know us.
I think this is, a very organic dinner, in the sense of true colors and cults. But also, we'll say that does not match expectations at all. Not a bad
Really,
thing.
this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Big cart wheels next to you all, next to the table. It's a portable hibachi. The chef behind it is Otto and Callahan.
Now I see why you
Oh.
weren't taking any sort of apprentices.
You're the hot dog person.
Oh, that's who it is. I got the names mixed up.
Yeah, no,
They are so close.
Kerrigan and Callahan. Oh,
Oh my god, did you think that the poster guy?
yes, I did.
You think tenure pays the bills?
I was going to say, they don't pay teachers enough.
No, I'm sorry, that's my headcanon now.
No, sorry. He's not the chef here. He's the busboy here. The
No, it's a
otter is
portable-
the chef. The
it's a-
professor's the busboy.
Listen,
man.
honestly, that tracks. Honestly, though,
Oh man, I'm gonna start crying from laughter. But it's the hot dog guy. Okay.
Are you gonna stuff our chicken with like condiments?
Oh no, welcome in. Welcome into the Sugar Panda. So what's everyone feeling tonight? How can I settle your peculiar palates?
I often get there's a chicken quinoa summer salad. It's got the oranges and the strawberries with the raspberry vinaigrette.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So despite the hissy fit Nora had earlier about him stuffing all the things in hot dogs, her favorite thing to get at the Sugared Panda is soup dumplings. It's just like a dumpling platter. She never knows what's in them. She never knows what's on them, but they're always really, really, really good. There's always like 6 soup of some kind and 6 not soup of some kind. That's all she knows is that she's going to be dumplings. There'll be 12 of them. Half of them will be soup. It's like, dumpling me. Give me hands and everything. Just
Who is
He
sitting
knows.
closest to the hibachi cart?
Lucinda.
Lucinda. You would notice that there is no propane tank. There is nothing in this cart that shows how it gets heat by any means necessary. It is just a cart with like a flat table on top.
Is that even warm?
Not yet, but work my magic here and we'll get this baby started. You ready, Cal? And you see Otto start manipulating fire and just lights up the entirety of the bottom of the hibachi. And
You do fire and hot dog magic?
well, fire is my specialty, but I learned a couple of tricks around the trade. The hot dog thing is just, for looks. It brings in some cash. Not everyone gets in on it, but you gotta make a living somehow, right?
That's fair.
But tonight, you're at the Sugar Panda. And he kind of just rests back a little bit on his heels. So allow me to glamour you with tonight's special, your favorite dishes. Here we go. And just immediately, blinding speed starts chopping up ingredients, vegetables, starts sizzling chicken. There's a moment in time where you think the flames are rising higher than the actual hibachi table, and that the pans are just laying on top, like just floating in midair, just being supported by fire. But everything comes out almost at the exact same time. Super good. It's scrumptious. This is one of the best meals you've had in a long time.
It's the fire magic, the real reason why Abby always comes back.
Okay, that was really cool.
You're welcome.
Impressive as always.
Bon appetit. Have a enjoy your meal.
Nora, you're gonna miss this if you photosynthesize.
She would say something, but there's a soup dumpling in her mouth. She couldn't possibly. So she's just, This. Yes, this.
As you all are halfway through your meal, you hear like the bell kind of chime, the door opens, and then like almost immediately, like it takes no time at all, there is a person that kind of leans over the group, and it's Serafina. Hi again. So, change of plans here. We are actually going to go to a nearby village, Aberdeen. It's a couple of miles down the road. We need to get there now.
Like now? Like...
Yes, now. The headmaster specifically pointed this out, and I don't trust anyone here in the academy to do things otherwise. I would like to stay, but I will tell you the entire story as we go along. I hope you're ready for your first Wraith encounter. And you know at this point in time that Wraiths are kind of above your skill level. They're pretty scary. And if it becomes a vampire, she says, there has been 5 cases of missing people. And there are reports coming in that the entirety of the town might be infected. We don't know if this is a possible rift into the shade. We must go now.
Isn't this a job for someone more experienced?
You are my students. We go where we must. And that's what we'll end for tonight's episode. Woohoo!
No big deal, just,
What
hooray.
a cliffhanger!
I fully expected Tina to be like, yeah, let's go, okay. Oh my god, that's gonna be so fun.
Don't have their magical girl transformations ready for next session.
Oh yeah, we get to.
Yeah.
How did I forget the premise of it?
Yeah, we're
Amazing.
magical girls.
Yeah. I'll use the intro for your magical girl transformation.
Amazing.
It'll be cute. But yes, that is that's the game for tonight. Once again, we are being sponsored here. After we're being sponsored here by Valorous Games. You can check out their rulebook. Thank you. Under Valor, it's amazing. It is open-ended. You can kind of do whatever you want. The system is there so that you can kind of play to your creativity. It uses a D10 system with opposing rolls for the most part, which is really easy to get down. But once you get into actual character building, the techniques and the skills kind of open up, and you pretty much build whatever you would like. If you want to build All Might, you can. You can really do whatever you like with the system. It's kind of sick. But once again, I am Jonathan. You can find me on Twitter at JM Braceris. Thank you. We'll go around the table. You guys can plug yourselves in. Feel free to go in whatever order you'd like.
I guess I'll go next. Hi guys, I'm Faye. You can find me typically at Feywild Witchling or Feywild Witch. That's where I'm at on the internet. You can also find me at Wild Witch. Our website is wildewitch.com, and that's where you'll find me most of the time.
I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at the Katie McLean. Normal Katie McLean was already taken, so it's at the Katie McLean. And I do TTRPG things, so you can find me and my schedule there.
All right. Hi, I'm Arnica. I've been Nora Glenn. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Hive at ArnicaxRoth. You can find me Wednesdays over on Valorant's channel as we finish up Morphs in the Bayou, the Animorphs Blades, and the Dark Reskin. I'm here earlier in the day on Fridays from 2 to 5, finishing up my birthday extravaganza 4-part mini-series as we ran through Rotten Wonderlands. Nox is there. That's why we look so tired. We've been streaming since 2. And then I'll be back here for the next 6 weeks, every Friday evening at 8. I don't have to do any more. I don't have to give anything else. This is not my game. I can leave it there.
I can go next. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter and most other social media at Archival Dustbun. As far as where to find me, Sunday you can find me over on Greater Restoration's channel for a charity game playing Spelljammers, which is just a game of wizard chaos. You enjoy that, or helping raise money for a good cause, come and check it out at 1 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday nights, you can find me on Ballad of the Seven Dice with Nostradamus Core Phantom Ice, a brand new Lancer mini campaign. Wednesday night, you can find me over on Valdrin's channel with Arnica for Morphs in the Swamp. We are very close to finishing up season 2, but season 1, if you missed it, is available on YouTube. So if you enjoy Animorphs, teen drama, trauma, romance, any of that, check that out. Every other Saturday, you can find me on Lost Caravan with Fatal Ascension, our Fabula Ultima. Actual play, Fabula Ultima is a JRPG-inspired TTRPG. We have an amazing cast for that and a great story. Only a couple episodes in, so it's a great time to catch up. If you like Lancer or sci-fi, you can find me Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast, following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We've been described as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So if any of that sounds interesting or you like sci-fi war stories, you can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron. And of course, keep an eye out for Emergent Code, an upcoming queer and trans-led Animon story podcast taking cues from Digimon Tamers and Digimon Survive. We've revealed our cast. It's an amazing cast. Our character trailer is going up very, very soon, and our premiere will be shortly behind it. So keep up to date with that at Emergent Code Pod.
Hi. I'm Nox. I was worried that not everybody had gone and I was about to interrupt somebody. Hi everyone, I'm Nox. You can find me on the social medias at Noxternal_7. And you can find me here a lot this coming week. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am the DM for a game called School of the Stars, which is a Kids on Brooms game, except let's be honest, I've stopped using the rules for Kids on Brooms at this point. It's really exciting. I'm very excited to terrify everybody. It's very horror, mystery, magic. It's very fun. My cast kind of hates me, and I love it. It's okay. They do love me, I promise. On Tuesday, you can find me for Inspiriles, which is sponsored by Hatchling Games, Hatchling DM. It's a game that uses Arthurian legend, the power of belief. It's a family-friendly stream, and we use sign language. My character is Allie. She does not want to be there, but she's just really getting used to the idea of having fire magic. And we left on a cliffhanger last week, so this week's going to be good. And then again, Wednesday, you can find me on the initiative order for Inferno. My character is Alma. She is a pagan. She does not want to be in hell, and she does not trust anybody she has just met except for one person. Her defense, somebody did try to immediately shoot at her. So that's going to be fun. And then again, you'll find me here Friday from pretty much 2 to midnight because we're finishing up Arnica's birthday, and then I'm here. That's why I'm tired. Peace. Woo. Mic drop.
Once again, if you all have a story you want to tell, please check out the Creator app. You can check out the pinned tweet at Girls Run These Worlds Twitter. Consider, if you can afford it, consider subscribing to the channel. Everything that you do will help us get more of these shows out here, making sure that the cast is paid and we get to do more cool things on the channel, which is great, and I love it here. So please, if you can, consider subscribing to the channel. Did we mention Inspiriles? I'm not sure. But that is a sponsored show that we have every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out, which is actually amazing. I caught a few episodes when I've had time, but it's been a week for everyone, I feel. So with all that said, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It is 12 a.m. EST, which means it is my birthday now. I'm 36. Woohoo!
Happy
Happy birthday!
Happy
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Stevie Wonder copyright. Let's go.
And we are going to raid out to Ryu. We love Ryu.
We love you.
So I think that's all I have. Thank you for being here. Thanks for staying with us and enjoying this story. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a great time. Make sure to practice self-care and stay safe. We love you.
Bye,